What does football have to do with your sex life? Well, stay tuned to find out. Well, it's football season, and I know what that means. On Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night, you get together with friends and family and the guys, and you start watching football. And guess what? You start eating food. So let's dive into this because my husband today is watching football with his friends and my son, and they ordered a bunch of this food. And then I look at it, I'm saying, well, I'm going to do this episode because most of the food are not what you think is helping you with. You may have a good time eating it during Sunday, but every Sunday, every Monday, and every Thursday may not be too good. So let's dive in on football and its food. So according to Google, the top 10 food that men eat in the US, especially during football season, are pizza, burgers, fried chicken, hot dog, french fries, steak, tacos, barbecue rib, pasta, and ice cream. You probably are eating this right now. And my husband, I know, is eating half of this right now watching football. And you know what? These are the food that actually cause inflammation. And in my last episode, I talk about why inflammation is bad. Inflammation is like your body recognizes your normal healthy cells as being abnormal and it starts to fight against it. Your immunity start to fight against your normal cell, especially the cells that line the blood vessels. Those are called endothelial cells, and those cells are the ones that protect the blood vessels so that way you get the blood going to the organ. But the endothelial cell, when it's being attacked by your immune system, start to leak. So it can't bring in the blood flow to the organ, and therefore the organ get less blood flow than normal. And when the penis doesn't get good blood flow from the heart, that's when you get erectile dysfunction. So let's talk about food and football. I name all those foods. However, food cause inflammation. Food is what it floats in your blood after you eat. 6 to 8 hours, it goes into your blood and it float in your blood, and that's what is float in the blood vessels is food. You are what you eat, and probably your sex life is what you eat as well. And let's go over the list of food that cause inflammation. Sugar. We all know that. I love sugar too, but I try to limit it because it causes inflammation. Fried flour, like anything that's fried that is dipped in flour. Corn oil is inflammatory. Cooking in corn oil, or refined flour like white flour, anything that is like bread or pastry or breaded meat. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame and saccharin. Stevia is okay. Artificial additive, those are chemicals. They harm your body. Saturated fat and trans fat. And I'll tell you exactly what that is later on. Saturated fat are actually the food that we shouldn't be eating. So if you see in this picture, saturated fat are butter, cheese, red meat, pork, baked foods, milk, and coconut oil. Those are saturated fat. And then the trans fat, which are the bad fat, are fast food, frozen pizza, vegetable oil, margarine, again, baked foods, processed food, and bread. So let's go back. So those are saturated fat and trans fat. Interestingly, according to a study, a grain-fed meat, grain-fed meats, like I see that in the store a lot, and you would think, oh, grain-fed meat, that's healthy. Not necessarily, because the grain-fed meat, they're grown in a farm, but they're fed with grain, so they're filled with antibiotics and hormones to make the chicken or the cow grow faster so they can be made into the meat that we eat. They look at chickens and cows and pigs in 2023 compared to 1950. They're a lot bigger now than they were in the 50s because they're being fed with antibiotics and hormone to make them grow quicker. Animals usually don't eat grain. They eat in the wild vegetables and protein from other animals. Then processed meat. Processed meat are like the salami, the bologna. Those are the processed meat. And then too much alcohol is another one. How much alcohol? Probably no more than a drink a day or less than 10 drinks a week. That's including beer and hard liquor. Interestingly, champagne is the least of sugar, and then the next least is white wine, and the next one is red wine, and then next is beer, and then the most sugar are the liquor like the vodka and the gin and tequila. But the least one is champagne. So something to consider. And then, of course, fast food, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell. Why is that? Because they have a lot of saturated fat and trans fat, like I talk about right here. That's why they taste so good. But the good fat is the unsaturated fat. Unsaturated fat means that you can tell because it's not greasy when you hold on to it or eat it, and they're healthy. So what are saturated fat? Avocado, flax meal, walnut, sea vegetables, hemp seed, chia seed, and olive, like a Mediterranean salad. I ate a Mediterranean salad yesterday and it was delicious. And it had all those components, and I added grilled salmon on top of that as well too. And talk about the food that fight inflammation. So these are good food that you should be eating is tomatoes, nuts, olive oil, berries, cherries, oranges, leafy greens or lettuce, fatty fish like salmon, avocado, turmeric, ginger, hot spices, and garlic. And you can make any recipe with those ingredients on there. It's really, from treating thousands of men, I can tell you this. It's all about the carb, not so much the fat, but it's all about the carb. Because guys, when you eat carb, say you eat that pastry, that donut in the morning, it spike up your blood sugar, and then you keep continuously, let's say you eat chips and then french fry and then a hamburger, and spike up your blood sugar, your insulin gets released, but then it stop working out as well, and then the carbohydrate become the fat in your love handles or your chest, and those become inflammatory. When it becomes inflammatory, that's when it reduces your blood flow. And what I find out in working with thousands of men is that the moment they decrease their carbohydrate intake of just reducing sodas and bread and pasta and pastries and dessert, their blood sugar drop, their hemoglobin A1C drop, which is a measure of your blood sugar drop, and then their testosterone increases, and they actually lose weight, but they have more energy. And guess what? Their morning wood return, and they find that they are firmer with their erection. If you really want to have better erection, then decrease the carb rather than the fat content of your food, because I think it's all about the carb is what's contributing to an elevated high blood sugar, insulin resistance, and also the carbohydrate can also drive up your bad cholesterol, which is the VLDL and the LDL at this point. And I wanted to add this on here. The reason why the carbohydrate is bad is because when you eat it, it spikes your blood sugar. And what are the ones that are not so good? The white bread, the sodas, the ice cream, and french fries, and the dessert, pasta. It's because it spikes up your blood sugar, and then you have a drop in your blood sugar, and then you get hungry, and then you want to eat it again. Versus eating like beans and nuts and avocado, it doesn't spike up your blood sugar as high, and it keeps your blood sugar steady. So that way you don't get as hungry as quickly, and you don't have that drop in your blood sugar, and therefore your pancreas don't have to secrete so much insulin, and so it's not stressing out your pancreas. So having said that, guys, it's all about the sugar. If you have to cut down one thing, it's the sugar. I will guarantee you start doing that in a few weeks, you're going to start seeing morning wood, start seeing a change, and your cholesterol will decrease, your blood sugar will decrease. So try to do that and let me know how you do. I would really appreciate if you find this content valuable, if you like and subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions. And just know that sexual longevity is possible, that you can live more, love more, and be happy. Hello there. Want an amazing sex life? This free gift is going to give you more sex by helping you get harder and lasting longer. Let's talk about the most sensitive subject, the effect that aging has on your sex life. If you're over 40, there's about 67% chance that you have to deal with one or more of these issues. You sometimes go soft in the middle of sex. You sometimes have trouble lasting long enough to climax. Your erection just doesn't feel as hard as it used to be, and your penis is not as sensitive as it used to be. You cannot reach orgasm or ejaculate. You sometimes have trouble getting an erection. These things lead to frustration and embarrassment when you cannot please your partner. My name is Dr. Ann Truong, and I've been treating men for issues like this for over 25 years. As a board-certified medical doctor who specializes in men's health, I helped over 7,000 men reverse the effect of ED. As a way to introduce you to the ED treatment that I offer, I want to give you the most incredible free gift ever. But don't let the fact that it's free gift fool you. This powerful gift will help you get harder and stay and last longer, and may just revolutionize your sex life, making sex more exciting, more thrilling, and an amazing experience again. How is that? So here's what you're going to get in this most incredible free gift. Number one, a good morning wood smoothie recipe. This is my specially formulated antioxidant recipe that will help you get harder and stay and stimulating more blood flow. It is formulated to increase your nitrous oxide level, which is one of the biggest keys to making you harder and firmer more often, and will also help you last longer. It is filled with lots of greens that create more nitrous oxide in your blood. This smoothie will give you that morning wood effect and will also make you harder on demand when you need it most. And you'll see the effect in about several weeks. Number two, nitrous oxide testing strip. You will also get 2 of these strips, which you will use along with simple instruction to test your nitrous oxide level in your saliva. Nitrous oxide is a gas in your body and is required for good blood flow to the organ. The strip can determine if your nitrous oxide are deficient, which can help us advise you on the best way to reverse your ED. Even more important, since ED is an early warning sign of problems with circulation and heart health, this can also be a great way to prevent heart-related problems such as strokes and heart attack. Number three, and the best part of all, a 30-day free trial access to the Modern Man Club. As part of our mission to make men hard again, we launched the Modern Man Club as a way to provide education and support to a community of men who's on the path to reversing their ED, with pre-recorded and live session being offered every week. I will help men regain sexual health through training, support. I will be there all the way with you to hold your hand through, so that way you can overcome ED and have your best sex life. Members rave about this session and the sense of community they gain by being a member of the Modern Man Club. And all you have to do is to say maybe to this offer. And once you say maybe, you will be on your way to a more fulfilling and exciting sex life. So all you have to do is fill down the form below, and then I will see you on the inside. Thanks for listening to the Sexual Health for Men podcast. If you love this episode, then please take a screenshot on your phone and post it on Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you post. And be sure to tag me and let me know why you like this episode and what you like to hear in the future. That will help me know what's great for you, and I would love to give you the most incredible free gift designed to help you improve performance quickly. go to my website at sexualhealthformenpodcast.com to get the book, The 5 Common Costly Mistakes Men Make When Facing ED. I would appreciate it if you subscribe, leave a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen, and just know that you can have sexual vitality for life. I appreciate you. Until next time.